Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Q.U.B.E. Director's Cut. So, we are getting different music. We're approaching the end, I think, but there very possibly is a whole nother section. We have the voice of the female character telling us that the male character voice that tells us not to listen to the female character is actually an astronaut in space that got left behind and went crazy, and he's only alive because the suit we're wearing has photosynthesis magic keeping him alive for like 14 years, I believe is what she said. So apparently these gloves and this spacesuit can keep you alive. Meanwhile, the male voice is telling us not to listen to her. She's telling us not to listen to him. He's calling himself like 191, which she says that there was a spaceship called 191 and his name is John. It really doesn't matter who you believe. I've been using this phrase a lot more recently, but this really is just kind of pseudo-intellectual garbage at the moment. Look at how that's all just glimmering and flashing. Because it kind of just doesn't matter. Like, and some would argue all philosophy is garbage because it doesn't really matter. But particularly in the pertinence of this game, it doesn't matter because all I can do is go forward. That's all I can do. They've introduced more movement, which seems weird because the rest of the world has been pretty stationary and still. So I kind of have to just jump here, and I assume I'm not going to be crushed to death. We might be 5 minutes away from the end of the game. Yeah, and so the lady voice says that by solving these puzzles, which we're destroying an alien spacecraft, Q.U.B.E. The male voice says we're buried underground and being tested on, and that they're never going to let me out. They're just erase your memory. There is a TV series that I'd highly recommend called The Good Place, if you haven't seen it, that delves very deeply into physiology. Maybe that's the wrong phrase. Psychology and theory of how you should live your life. And it plays major roles in the actions that the characters in the show do and how they interact. To me, though, like that's a great example of the difference here, is that in the TV series The Good Place, you can change and interact and do things. Here, all I can do is solve the puzzles. Alright, so we have probably, this feels like the first puzzle we ever did. Let's see. I can rotate the walls. It is kind of weird that you can get away with this. That the walls will just rotate like you're inside a giant Rubik's Cube. And I assume what you take from this is that maybe even the part here is rotatable. Yeah, it feels like we're gonna be given a very binary at most puzzle at the end, much like one of my favorite games, Myst. Although Myst is an extremely old game, so being given a binary choice in that instance is not terrible. It is now, decades later, though, that you want a lot more. Okay. So, this maybe should be there. I need to experiment with how high this will get. Puzzles are slightly different now. We are having to choose what color things are supposed to be. Still really don't like this interface. There's something to be said about the way it was done before in Portal, where you just left click, right click to place a portal real quickly, and this game where you're having to left click, left click, left click, left click 4 times, and the reaction is just incredibly slow. What's the point of the green? Seriously, what am I trying to do here? Like, I'm down here, and there is no way up until I can get a green cube down. So let's start with that. That just drops there. That just drops there. If I rotate that there, I mean, that still really doesn't do anything. I suppose I could put this here and then this there, and then let's see what else we can do with this cube now that we've got it somewhere. This music is too intense for as long as it was going to take an average player to get up. See, and that feels like that is the final area. So all that seems right. But how do I get up? Like, seriously. Why is this not willing to spin? Interesting. it won't spin when that diagonal angle is in the way. Interesting. Okay. That's cool. I kind of have to leave that there. I can't really move anything. So, what if we did this? Okay. So I have to just assume, I suppose, that this whole room will open a doorway once I figure out how to just shoot the item. So we've got a cube that's just magically floating. Seems to decide to just stop obeying the laws of physics. Well, that was weird. There's no reset button here either. So I'm in a weird position in general. Maybe this isn't so much a case of, maybe I'm supposed to just have this fling that direction. Yeah, I don't know how this gets up this high. And at that point the green item disappears. So I can put that up there. And the only thing that would even slightly make sense is maybe doing that. Where did that go? That just kind of fell. Hey, there's the cube. I don't know how it got to where it was, but it got me up here, which is what I need. Let's see if I can get myself up here before I try and shoot anything else. Okay. This is a tough puzzle. Like, this may take the entirety of the 30 minutes. That being said, I don't know if that means that this is really the final bit of the puzzle or not. Or the last puzzle. And if I hit that, that gets rid of the green. Does that matter? So there's no way that this can hit that. And this interface is bad. It is clunky and definitely getting in the way of any attempt to actually solve the puzzle. So this kind of gets me in the direction I want. Kinda. Maybe I could, at that point, angle myself. If I'm gonna believe that, then I might as well try to solve the rest of this puzzle while we're here. It seems like that's a pretty straight direction we're going. I can try and run this way all I want, but there's only so far that'll work. Maybe what I need to do is take the red and use that as a place to hit and collide. Maybe that would, maybe I'll run into that and then hit. Yeah, okay. So that's the solution there. Well, then we kind of know the rest of the solution. Had I managed to fling the green cube in here, it really wouldn't have helped with anything. We're going through too many twisty, shaking halls. I would have liked to have seen more variety here. I would have liked to see it sometimes be a twisty, shaky hall, and sometimes be a broken hall, and sometimes be a regular hall. Honestly, I'd like to be close to the end. Here we have a crack in the glass, which implies to me that we're probably going to break through the glass at some point. There's still no just escaping here. Also, we haven't found any secret rooms in quite a while. So, maybe they're done with that completely. Alright. What are we looking for? I imagine what we want to do is get that to fling upward. And so then we need to start with a green piece that we can manipulate in different ways to push, yeah. So yeah, I think we can do this pretty easily. I'll just pull this out and then we'll do a green, purple here, rotate that, that'll rotate it once, we rotate that a second time, that puts it slightly where I don't want it to be. Okay, so we're gonna have to go the other direction. This seems still pretty doable. Alright, it's perfect. Now, all we need to really do, switch this to yellow and pull on this side. Okay, not quite, but I've got it. We switch this and we just rotate the entirety of the floor twice. And now it's lined up with the crack. And then we put that there. Nice. But very late in the game to introduce broken glass, and that was certainly a pre-animated, scripted break in the glass, not any real-world physics or anything. Let's see. I'll just go ahead and take this. So I can get a little height. Now I'm basically crawling in the dark in a much smaller section. We're gonna get some more audio, it sounds like.
I'm running out of power. If you don't believe me now, this may be your last chance. She's lying.
He's yet to tell me what to do.
With lots of little details. They tell you about a date, a time, a name. It makes it seem real, but it's not real. Christ. We're probably in the same goddamn box. I'm going to bang on the wall. Listen.
So, he's not telling me what to do, so what am I supposed to do? Just not believe her?
I don't know if you can hear me banging, but you have to believe what I'm saying. Wait. Oh my God. The name they told you, Jonathan Burns. It's not a name, it's a threat. You're Jonathan, and they're going to burn you. Jesus Christ, they're going to make you walk right into the incinerator. Oh, God. I'm losing signal. Don't listen to her.
That would be basically how Portal 1 was planned to end by GLaDOS. By the way, I can't talk to the guy, so can't really do anything there with his knowledge. So at some point they're gonna have to really expect me to walk right into an incinerator, and I don't know how they could, why they would do that. That's gonna kind of suck if the end game choice is walk through door A or walk through door B, but I suspect that's probably what it is gonna be. But we're still very much in the same position. We can't do anything but go forward, and he hasn't given me any other option. He's not said anything other than listen to her, listen and see if you can hear him banging on the walls, and I didn't hear any banging on the walls, but that wouldn't be really surprising that I wouldn't, considering how giant this facility seems to be and how solid all the construction material seems to be. I wouldn't be surprised if it's soundproof. Here we're getting basically a slideshow of visuals of different effects in bigger rooms. And we're seeing fire for the first time. And we're auto-saving.
Oh God, you need to get out of there right now! The whole thing is coming apart. There's an escape shuttle dead ahead. Get in and go!
No, it's not a shuttle. It's a coffin. And they want you to launch yourself into the incinerator. You knew the second you woke up here. I know you knew it. Our fingers are crossed behind our back.
Go! Don't listen to him! He's crazy! He's lying! I don't know! Get in the shuttle!
They're trying to jam my signal! Don't listen to her!
So, I mean, the whole game...
I don't want you to die!
That's the only thing they want!
The whole game I've walked forward.
I'm moving out of range. Please go!
Do you think it's a coincidence there are no windows to prove you're in outer space? They already buried you. Don't kill yourself for them too.
Like, we can just sit here and listen to this, but I mean, there's really no choice. Like, come back here. This isn't ending the game. So unless there is a second ending by standing in one place. See, that looks like a computer screen and more human technology. And I'm locked in now. But you really can't do anything. So there's probably only one ending to the game anyways. Seems like they didn't even program a secondary ending. Like, that again looks to be very human technology. And again, this looks like very human technology. What happened to this being an alien spaceship? Like, there's some clear deception here at this point. We've seen something very, very human and consistent. So what? We jump over this and see if we can maybe escape some other way. Like, I can't jump over these very human-like barriers. I can't climb up this and escape. I have no colors to interact with. That is kind of obviously something. I guess the idea here is this is being simulated, so they are doing something to shake this entire room. But yeah, none of it matters. Because you can doubt here forever, but the game won't go. So it's like, so what? There must be something else in this. Nope.
Keep going.
Just a
You're a
cutscene.
hero. The president is on the line waiting to talk to you.
The president's not down there. No one's down there. No, no. What the hell are you doing? Stop it. Get out. For God's sake, get
We're all
out.
waiting for you. Everyone's waiting for you. The whole planet, your wife's there. Your entire life is waiting for you at the end.
This is the end. They're gonna burn you alive. You can still stop it, rip out the wires, smash out the bullets. Please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Don't leave.
Well, you can kind of see how this director's cut adds story, but just kind of crams it in there without really adding any choice. Clearly, this game is open
This is Mission Control.
to having
Damn,
a
it's
better
good to see you.
remaster where you would have a choice at the end at least.
We have someone special on the line for you.
It's me. Oh my gosh, you're okay. I knew you would do it. I knew you would, but just come home now, okay? Please, just come home.
So, this
Something
still
I
could be
never thought I'd
faked.
say.
I mean,
The president wants to talk to you.
it could always be faked.
Go ahead, sir.
We don't know how far in the future
Well,
this is.
thank
This
you
could be a
just doesn't
Matrix
quite cut it,
simulation. This could be a
You haven't just saved
hologram.
the lives of every person on this planet. You found a life we thought was lost forever. Captain Jonathan Burns of Shuttle 919. And Captain Burns, now we know you're out there. We will not rest until we bring you home, no matter what. I assure you, you are found. As for you, you may have had your doubts through all this, but you persevered. In
Didn't
life,
have
we
a
don't get
choice.
proof until it's done. That's how humanity achieves great things. By having faith in the possibility of good.
I still get the feeling like this is a weird alternate Earth where NASA is full of a bunch of theological religious people. I wouldn't call them zealots, but probably a lot less skeptical than what I assume is accurate and true for NASA. So, on face value, they were telling the truth. The female voice was right, and Jonathan Burns' 191 was wrong and crazy. Although it still is very confusing as to why solving puzzles, particularly early on, was breaking up and destroying this this ship. Like, that really doesn't make sense at all. Not a terrible game by any means, considering how it's a polish of a work that was a polish of a student project. I do know Q.U.B.E goes a lot bigger and a lot bolder in its storytelling from what I've seen of other people reviewing it, so this is almost like a demo or a teaser of what Q.U.B.E is 2 is. That being said, I would have remade this. I would have moved a lot of things around. I would have had a final choice. It really wouldn't have hurt to animate a second cutscene and if there is a second ending, I don't see how you could ever find it. Unless there is some kind of new game plus that then turns it around. And that would be an interesting idea, is that if you play the game and the story turned out one way in the first playthrough and then turned out to be the exact opposite in the other playthrough, that would be fine. It's kind of, I suppose, if you played this right after playing Portal 1, and particularly like right after it came out, so you hadn't seen Portal 2, this is kind of the opposite of that in every way, storyline wise, but it's in no way as good of a game. It's slow and clunky and the physics are bad. Every movement of every sphere and cube should have been on a track and in square movements instead of weird angles. A significant amount of the puzzles that involved balls rolling down hills were very annoying. But yeah, not terrible. The only thing I guess we could ask is there going to be a post-credit scene that proves it the other direction, or leaves some confusion in there? Again, Toxic Games 2014, they need to change their name. That is a bad name for a video game company. You're just setting yourself up for bad headlines. And it's a weird name considering I assume this is the first game that they've released under that company name also. So let's see what the extras are here, and then I think we're going to wrap up this series. I don't think there's a real reason why I would want to go back. Let's see. So now we could select specific sectors if we wanted to, and there's 7 to choose from. It seems like Sector 7 is the ending, so that seems a little odd. And apologies for the loud dings we're going to get in all of this, because of this menu. And then we have Against the Clock. We could look at our stats too. So it was last played in 2019. I spent a lot of time. This time is inaccurate though, because I just leave games running when I'm recording. So it's been 42 hours and 22 minutes since I last launched this game, or in total, and 2,000 steps taken. But this certainly is not a 42-hour game. The menu's still weird where you have to have the mouse over it. So against the clock would be the first speed run we'd have to do, and there's 30 medals, and there are 3 in each, so there's 10 of these. Yeah, let's just hop into this real quick and see what they want us to do. See, I just don't feel like this is a good system. What is that ability? What in the world was that ability I just got? So there's all kinds of abilities here that seem like there would be things that would be helpful. So this is slightly interesting, but because the game plays so slow anyways, that's not something that I would really care about. Did I get any medals for that? Apparently not. So apparently you have to play very fast here. And there's no button. So you take this and then take that and then take that and that and let's see. And that seems like that's a floating in the air function. I missed that, so yeah, you have to do this in 30 seconds to get gold. I'm at silver now. You have to do it in 40 seconds. So I got a bronze that time. And that would move me to the next one. But I need 1 more medal to unlock this, and 3 more medals to unlock this, and 24 medals to unlock this last one, which means you're basically going to have to get gold on most of these extra DLC levels. The gameplay here is just not what interested me in this game. I'm much more happy to have just slowly taken the puzzles through. Let's see what continue game does, though. Yeah.
I'm running out of power. If you don't believe me now, this may be your last chance. She's lying. That's how people lie, with lots of little details. They tell you about a date, a time, a name. It makes it seem real, but it's not real. Christ, we're probably in the same goddamn box. I'm going to bang on the wall. Listen.
Like, there's no way I can get...
I don't know if you can hear me banging, but you have to believe what I'm saying. Wait. Oh my God. The name they told you, Jonathan Burns. It's not a name, it's a threat. You're Jonathan, and they're going to burn you. Jesus Christ, they're gonna make you walk right into the incinerator. Oh, God. I'm losing signal. Don't listen to her.
So, yeah, like, what are you supposed to do? Though, if you're trying to get the other ending, if there is another ending here, you don't jump down this section, you go back this way. There's nothing to do back this way. Like, the only thing I could do is fling myself up a little bit, and that's it. So I honestly don't think that there is a second ending here. And there's no bang on the wall option. Once you're down this, you're kind of just down this. This whole section really does give you a lot of evidence to believe it is an alien spacecraft, but then you see a lot of evidence after this point that makes it seem like it really isn't an alien spacecraft. So I don't know. Like, I'm still not really certain that I believe that this actually is an alien spacecraft and not just some top secret Earth vessel that they're lying to you to make you, to help you escape. Anyways, wouldn't it be funny if the ending was different? Right. So I couldn't have jumped down this quickly. So you get to this part.
Oh God, you need to get out of there right now. The whole thing is coming apart. There's an escape shuttle dead ahead. Get in and go.
No, it's not a shuttle. It's a coffin. And they want you to launch yourself into the incinerator. You knew the second you woke up here. I know you knew it. Our fingers are crossed behind our back.
Go! Don't listen to him. He's crazy. He's lying. I don't know. Get in the shuttle.
They're trying to jam my signal. Don't listen to her.
Like,
Please,
unless there's...
I don't want you to die.
That's the only thing they want.
Like, what are you supposed to do? I sat here before and I listened to everything.
I'm moving out of range. Please go!
Do you think it's a coincidence there are no windows to prove you're in outer space? They already buried you. Don't kill yourself for them too.
We're seeing little bits of smoke up here. But this thing is not breaking up. And here's the weird thing. Even if you do sit here and just stay where you are, based on the ending we saw in the first game, you would just die, and you would die a hero who saved Earth, because the ship is still falling apart completely. Like, there's no need, or I mean, sure, they would love to save you, but it doesn't matter in the grander scale of all of humanity. There's like no other option though. This feels so weird. It totally feels like there should be a second option here. You walk here. Once you get, I think, a certain distance away, this door locks on you, and then you're locked out. Maybe there's something to this? Not really. If there was more of a pathway to to walk over in that direction. I hear ding, 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 ding. I see maybe smoke is filling the area slowly. But it seems like the game really does give you a considerably large amount of time to make your choice. Like, unless after several minutes this wall fell down or something. And once you just get into this, once you get in there, you just, that's it. That's just a cutscene at that point. Yeah, you would think that you might get something on this screen that said, haha, I tricked you, and now you're doomed. You would see maybe this shoot off without you. Or you should have had faith or something. This almost feels like this might be a QR code or something. It's not a real QR code, but the noise in the screen might be some kind of secret message in some kind of binary. So I guess the idea, as it appears, is that this is an alien spaceship made by somewhat humanoid creatures that can make square spaceships and escape pods, but had the rest of the facility just be a giant puzzle, and then there's kind of nothing and no one here. There's a lot in this game that's just around Easter eggs and things like that, or secret areas. So I feel like I probably missed some of them too, and I've definitely missed a lot of achievements. Not that I really care, considering one of the achievements is play this game 500 times. That seems really ridiculous to want to play this 500 times. We've been here way too long for this to not just force it on me. Like, it should just be game over, you died, reset back to the beginning. The fire is not hurting me in any way either. Or it would have been so easy too to just say take the pod on the left, and the other voice say take the pod on the right, take the pod on the left, take the pod on the right. That would have been a really easy way to have a dual ending in this director's cut, and you could have set that up very early in the game, where the male voice told you when the female voice tells you to go left, you go right. Yeah, it seems like it just kind of stays. And the more you walk, the more it rumbles, it feels. Yeah, it just seems like it sometimes rumbles and sometimes it stops. Yeah, unless there's a trick here to be absolutely still for an incredibly long amount of time, there really is only one ending to this game. This is very strange. It's weird to see a director's cut of a movie of something. Usually you don't see director's cuts of games, but it's weird to see one that then you immediately think this needs another director's cut to it. And I guess that is a admission that there's a big difference between remastering or extending a cut and adding footage, and having a director's cut which just takes whatever footage was shot and edited it in a different way. I feel like this director's cut is very true to its description in the fact that it is just taking most of the content and only really adding the voiceovers, when it would have been better if it was a remaster in completeness. And I guess with Q.U.B.E 2, you kind of just think that, yeah, that's the next one, that is the remaster of the first one. And for most people, I think the recommendation would be to play this first game as fast as possible, just to have the experience, play it in the director's cut. It kind of makes sense why the original version of the game is not available on Steam anymore, because it would definitely be a lesser experience if you're just playing through these puzzles and getting no voice over, or some voice over, but not enough. I imagine the puzzles themselves are exactly the same, in the exact same order. I imagine at the end of the game you still end up having to jump in this. You just probably don't know why you're jumping into this. Like, the only thing I can really do is go to the main menu. Like, main menu. So, and you don't want to do a new game. So that's going to be it for this series. There's really not anything else that I feel needs to be showed off. If it was a lot tighter, I would do the DLC, but since it is just standalone speed race things, and mostly the problem is because it's locked behind things, I don't want to spend another 2 hours trying to get through all of these races only to realize that I'll never unlock the last two, and then we just leave it unfinished anyways. Yeah, so yeah, that's it for this series. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos, because it helps me with YouTube and tells them that my videos are worth watching. If you want to further follow me on any kind of social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below. When you subscribe, also please click the notification bell. Reminder, on my YouTube channel page, I have a playlist tab that has a playlist for every game I've covered. I've covered a lot of them, so go out there and check out things like the Talos Principle, or Portal 1, or Portal 2. They will certainly set the foundation from which I'm coming and looking at this game. Had I played Q.U.B.E before I ever played the Talos Principle or Portal, I would probably think it's a lot better than it actually is, but I don't think that this came out chronologically before at least Portal 1. Also check out other kinds of puzzle games like The Witness, which takes puzzle games in a different direction. Finally, if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon down below. Also, you could friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist, and that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.